after 60, decades of clutter can quietly take over your space, making your home feel more like a storage unit than a peaceful retreat. Did you know that clutter can increase stress and lower productivity? Today, we're uncovering 16 surprising culprits that might be making your home feel chaotic, from hidden messes to emotional clutter. These tips will help you reclaim your space and restore a sense of calm. And trust me, you won't believe number 12. So, stick around. To uncover them all, Mary, a 65-year-old grandmother, had always taken pride in her cozy home, but over the years she started to feel suffocated by overflowing closets, crowded living spaces, and the simple frustration of not being able to find what she needed. One day, it hit her. Her home had slowly transformed into a cluttered maze, and it was leaving her feeling overwhelmed. But here's the good news. By making just a few simple changes, she turned her home into a haven of calm and order. If you've ever felt weighed down by the stuff around you, Mary's story might sound familiar. But don't worry, you can take back control of your space too. In this guide, we'll walk through 16 common clutter culprits and share easy, practical ways to declutter without stress. If this resonates with you, hit that subscribe button so you never miss more life-changing tips for creating your best life after 60. Some clutter builds up so gradually that we stop seeing it. These hidden messes quietly steal your space and peace of mind without you realizing it. Let's start with a big one. Take a look around. How many stacks of paper do you see? Old bills, magazines, receipts, and random documents tend to accumulate over time. Maybe you tell yourself, I might need this later. Or you just never seem to have time to sort through it all. But before you know it, these piles dominate your countertops, desks, and drawers. Simple fix: go digital. Switch to paperless billing for utilities, subscriptions, and bank statements to reduce incoming paper. Create a filing system. Design a single drawer or folder for important paperwork and sort through it once a month to stay ahead of the mess. Now, take a quick look around. How many piles of paper can you spot? 1, 2, more? Let us know in the comments below. We've all been there. You're holding on to a gift not because you love it, but because you feel guilty letting it go. Maybe it's a vase from a friend, a set of wine glasses you've never opened, or a decorative clock that doesn't match your style. Sound familiar? We often keep these items out of sentimentality or because we don't want to hurt the giver's feelings. But here's the truth. If it's not adding value to your life, it's just taking up space. What to do? Let go without guilt. The gift has already served its purpose. It showed love and thoughtfulness at the time. Now, it's time to pass it on to someone who will truly use and appreciate it. Donate or re-gift. Someone else might love that vase or clock, and letting go will give you extra breathing room in your home. Now, let's step into one of the most overlooked clutter zones: your medicine cabinet. How many half-used bottles, expired pills, or forgotten ointments are sitting on those shelves? This is one of the sneakiest sources of invisible clutter, and it can even be dangerous. Mary, our 65-year-old grandmother, went looking for a bandage one day and found medications that had expired 10 years ago. That's when she realized she'd been holding on to items she didn't even need anymore, and they were only adding to the mess. Simple fix: check expiration dates. Safely dispose of anything expired. Most pharmacies and local health facilities have drop-off points for unused medications. Declutter your toiletries. Go through lotions, skincare products, and makeup, and toss anything that's expired, half-used, or no longer needed. Clearing out your medicine cabinet and bathroom shelves will not only free up space, but also ensure you're not accidentally using anything unsafe. Invisible clutter plays a huge role in making a home feel chaotic. But tackling just these 3 culprits, paperwork, unused gifts, and expired medications, will instantly make your space feel lighter and more peaceful. If an item isn't adding value to your life, it's simply taking up space. Instead of holding on to things out of guilt or habit, consider donating or re-gifting items you don't use. That decorative vase collecting dust or the clock that doesn't match your style? Someone else might love them, and letting them go will free up space and bring a sense of relief to your home. Now, let's move on to a space that many people overlook: the medicine cabinet. Have you ever taken a closer look at the shelves and found half-used bottles, expired pills, or forgotten ointments? These items take up valuable space and, worse, could pose a health risk. Take Mary, our 65-year-old grandmother, for example. One day, while searching for a bandage, she discovered medications that had expired over a decade ago. It was an eye-opening moment. She had been holding on to things she no longer needed, and they were only adding to the mess. The solution is simple: safely dispose of expired medications. Most pharmacies and local health facilities have drop-off points for unused or expired prescriptions. Declutter your bathroom shelves. Get rid of old lotions, skincare products, or makeup that you haven't used in years. Clearing out your medicine cabinet and bathroom storage will free up space and ensure you're not using anything unsafe. By tackling just these 3 clutter culprits: paperwork, unused gifts, and expired medications, you're already taking a major step toward a more peaceful and organized home. But we're just getting started. The next set of clutter culprits might be hiding in plain sight, right in front of you. Sometimes, the messiest clutter is in plain view, but we become so used to it that we stop noticing it. These everyday items contribute to a crowded, chaotic home without us even realizing it. Take a look around your living room or dining area. Do you still have plastic fruit on display or a dusty faux plant sitting in a forgotten corner? Maybe you have an old floral rug or heavy, outdated curtains that haven't been changed since the 1990s. While these pieces may have once felt stylish, decor that no longer reflects your taste or lifestyle can make your home feel stuck in the past. It also adds to visual clutter, making spaces look more crowded than they really are. How to refresh your space. Swap out heavy drapes for light, neutral curtains to brighten up the room. Replace artificial plants with a real, easy-to-care-for houseplant to bring in fresh energy. Consider small, modern updates. A fresh coat of paint, updated throw pillows, or decluttering shelves can make a big difference. When was the last time you updated your decor? If it's been years, it might be time for a refresh. Let's talk about the dreaded junk drawer, or drawers. Mary, our 65-year-old grandmother, had 3 drawers stuffed with random items: dead batteries, tangled cords, keys that didn't seem to open anything, and expired coupons. Every time she opened one, she felt overwhelmed and quickly shut it again, avoiding the mess altogether. Does this sound familiar? Here's the secret: don't try to tackle all your junk drawers at once. That can feel too overwhelming. Instead, pick 1 drawer per month. Take everything out and sort items into 3 categories: keep, toss, donate. Only keep what is genuinely useful or meaningful. Use small dividers or containers to keep items organized so the clutter doesn't creep back in. You'll be amazed at how satisfying it feels to open a clutter-free drawer. Be honest, how many junk drawers do you have? Let us know in the comments below. Now, let's talk about a modern clutter problem. Outdated tech gadgets. Do you have a drawer filled with old flip phones, remote controls for devices you no longer use, or a tangle of mystery cables? If so, you're not alone. Technology evolves so quickly that we often accumulate piles of unused gadgets without even realizing it. They sit untouched for years, taking up valuable space. And worse, they can be harmful to the environment if not disposed of properly. Take inventory of your old tech. Keep only what you actively use and recycle the rest. Properly dispose of electronics. Many stores and local e-waste centers accept phones, cables, and other devices for safe disposal. Mary found an old remote control in one of her junk drawers and couldn't even remember what device it was for. If that sounds familiar, it's time to declutter those outdated gadgets. By addressing these hidden clutter culprits, from outdated decor and junk drawers to unused tech gadgets, you'll quickly create a home that feels fresher, more organized, and more inviting. Now, take a look around your home. Which of these clutter culprits do you recognize? Do you have outdated decor that no longer fits your style? Are your junk drawers out of control? Is old technology piling up in forgotten spaces? Tell us in the comments below, what's the first thing you're going to tackle? Mary reached into her junk drawer, only to find a remote control she couldn't even remember using. Can you relate? It's easy to overlook these types of clutter, but they can make a huge difference in how your home feels. By updating your decor, tackling those junk drawers, and recycling old tech gadgets, you'll create a fresher, more organized space that truly reflects you. But there's one type of clutter that's even harder to part with: the emotional kind. Some of the hardest items to let go of aren't just physical objects. They hold memories, milestones, and moments from our past. We often hold on to things not because we use them, but because of the emotions tied to them. Let's take a deep dive into two of the most common forms of emotional clutter and how you can handle them while still honoring their sentimental value. Mary, our 65-year-old grandmother, treasured her memories. Over the years, she had collected photo albums, childhood trophies, souvenirs from trips, and gifts from loved ones. At first, these keepsakes brought her joy, but as time passed, her shelves began to overflow, leaving her overwhelmed rather than happy. She had so many cherished items that instead of enjoying them, she felt buried by them. Does this sound familiar? You don't have to part with your memories to reclaim your space. Instead, preserve them in a way that's both meaningful and space-saving. Digitize old photos and display them in a digital photo frame instead of storing them in bulky albums. Create a scrapbook with only your most cherished mementos rather than keeping every small item. Choose a small display area for sentimental items rather than filling every shelf and table. Your memories don't have to live on your shelves to live in your heart. Thoughtfully organizing your keepsakes allows you to honor the past while making room for the present. Now, let's take a peek inside your closet. Are your hangers filled with clothes that no longer fit, don't suit your lifestyle, or simply don't bring you joy? This is a common form of emotional clutter. We hold on to outfits tied to memories. Maybe a dress from a special event, a suit from a past career, or jeans we hope to fit into again someday. Mary's closet was packed with business suits she hadn't worn since retiring, and jeans she hadn't fit into for over a decade. The result? She often felt like she had nothing to wear, even though her closet was full. If you haven't worn something in over a year, it's time to let it go. Donate gently used clothes to a local charity to help someone in need. Sell high-quality items online and give them a second life with someone who will wear them. Keep only one sentimental piece, like a favorite dress, and release the rest. Take a moment to reflect. What's the hardest item for you to let go of? Is it a piece of clothing, a keepsake, or something else? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Clearing emotional clutter isn't just about physical space. It's about emotional freedom. You'll feel lighter, more at peace, and in control of your home. And now, let's tackle another type of clutter. Everyday household items that pile up without us realizing it. Some clutter doesn't come from big, obvious items. It sneaks in through everyday things. Items we use occasionally but don't manage properly. Let's uncover 3 common clutter culprits that might be lurking in your home right now. Mary's kitchen cabinets were overflowing with mismatched plastic containers. Every time she opened the cabinet, a tidal wave of containers tumbled out. Some were missing lids, others were stained, and many were completely unnecessary. Over time, these containers pile up unnoticed. We hold on to them thinking they might come in handy someday, but instead, they just create more mess. Here's how to fix the plastic container chaos. Match each container with its lid. If a lid is missing, toss the container. Keep only a few matching sets in good condition. You don't need dozens. Store lids upright in a separate organizer so they don't get lost. You'll be amazed at how much space you reclaim by keeping only a handful of useful containers instead of an entire cabinet full of mismatched ones. Have you ever realized you have more of something than you'll ever use? Mary did. She discovered she had 4 spatulas, 6 pairs of scissors, and an endless supply of pens scattered around her home. How does this happen? We forget what we already own and keep buying more. Or we hold on to extras just in case. Here's how to simplify. Go through your kitchen tools, office supplies, and household items. Keep only what you use regularly. Donate or recycle the extras. Someone else can put them to good use. Take a guess. How many duplicates of something do you think you have in your home? Share in the comments below. Emotional and everyday clutter sneak into our homes without us realizing it. But by tackling sentimental items thoughtfully, managing everyday clutter, and letting go of unnecessary duplicates, you'll create a calmer, more organized home. What's one area in your home you plan to declutter first? Is it your closet, your kitchen, or sentimental items? Tell us in the comments below. We'd love to hear your decluttering journey. Have you ever realized you have more of something than you'll ever use? Mary did. She discovered she had 4 spatulas, 6 pairs of scissors, and an endless supply of pens, all scattered throughout her home. How did this happen? Over time, duplicates creep in because we forget what we already own or think, I might need another one. But more often than not, these extras go unused and simply create clutter. Ask yourself, do I really need this many? Go through your kitchen tools, office supplies, and household items, keeping only what you use regularly. Donate or recycle the rest. You'll be surprised at how much space you free up. Be honest, how many duplicates of something do you think you have in your home? Share your guess in the comments below. Mary also had a corner in her spare room dedicated to her knitting phase. Piles of yarn, knitting needles, and patterns, all from a hobby she had tried briefly but never stuck with. Does this sound familiar? Hobby supplies are one of the sneakiest clutter culprits. We buy them with good intentions, but when the excitement fades, they end up collecting dust rather than being put to good use. If you've outgrown a hobby, it's time to let go of the supplies. Donate them to a crafting group, school, or charity where someone will truly appreciate them. Pass them along to a friend or family member who enjoys that hobby. Sell items online if they're still in great condition. You'll feel lighter knowing these supplies are going to good use instead of taking up valuable space. Don't go anywhere. These next clutter culprits are the ones that surprise us the most. These are items we don't even think of as clutter until we take a closer look. Let's uncover these unexpected clutter culprits hiding in plain sight. Have you ever opened your pantry and discovered a spice jar that expired when your kids were still in high school? Mary did. She found baking powder from the 1980s and canned goods she didn't even recognize. Expired pantry items are like time capsules. They sit quietly in the back of the shelf, gathering dust and sometimes questionable smells. Since we don't check them regularly, they go unnoticed for years. Make it a habit to go through your pantry at least once a year. Check expiration dates and toss anything stale or expired. Organize what's left so you can actually see and use it. Bonus tip: try labeling your shelves to make finding items easier. What's the oldest item you've ever found in your pantry? Tell us in the comments below. I bet someone can beat Mary's 30-year-old baking powder. Mary's basement was home to a collection of broken chairs, a wobbly side table, and an old clock she kept telling herself she'd fix someday. But someday never came. Instead, these broken items just took up space, gathering dust and adding to the visual clutter in her home. Holding on to broken things with the intent to repair them is common, but when months or even years go by without action, they simply become dead weight. Here's how to handle fix-it-later items. Set a deadline. If it's broken, fix it within 1 month or let it go. Be realistic about what you'll actually repair. Recycle or donate items that are beyond repair. Someone else might be able to repurpose them. Letting go of broken items can feel like admitting defeat, but it's actually freeing. Remember, your home deserves to be a space of joy and functionality, not a storage unit for unfinished projects. These surprising sources of clutter might not seem like much, but addressing them can make a huge difference. Your home will feel lighter, more organized, and even healthier, without expired food and broken items weighing you down. When choosing furniture, opt for multi-purpose pieces that fit your current needs and lifestyle. Look for sofas with hidden storage or tables that double as both dining and workspace. These small adjustments free up space and make your home feel lighter and more functional. Mary once had an extensive collection of figurines, delicate, dusty little treasures that filled her living room, dining room, and even the hallway. At one point, she adored them, but over time, the collection became more of a burden than a joy. She hadn't dusted them in years and rarely took the time to admire them. Every time she glanced at the shelves, all she saw was clutter. Mary realized something important. She wasn't enjoying her figurines anymore. She was simply maintaining them out of habit. Instead of letting them take over her home, she curated her collection, keeping only a few favorites on display and storing or selling the rest. Decluttering tip: collections can easily get out of hand, but when arranged thoughtfully, they can enhance your space instead of overwhelming it. We all have hidden spaces in our homes. basements, attics, and garages that tend to be forgotten over time. These areas often turn into dumping grounds for items we no longer use but don't know where else to put. Mary's garage was packed with things she hadn't seen in years. Old toys, extra furniture, boxes of holiday decorations, and random knickknacks she didn't even remember keeping. One day, she realized the chaos in her garage was adding stress and frustration to her life. She could barely find what she needed among the clutter. So, she tackled the space one small area at a time. She sorted through a few boxes each week, clearing out unnecessary items without feeling overwhelmed. Decluttering tip. Break large decluttering projects into manageable tasks so they don't feel daunting. Start with one shelf, one box, or one drawer at a time. Facing these hard truths might be difficult, but it's a necessary step in reclaiming your space. By letting go of oversized furniture, overwhelming collections, and forgotten clutter, you're not just cleaning, you're creating a home that brings you peace, joy, and order. As Mary made these simple changes, something incredible happened. Her home felt more spacious, more peaceful, and more like the sanctuary she had always wanted. Decluttering isn't just about tidying up. It's about creating a space that reflects your best years. It's about surrounding yourself with the things that truly bring you joy and letting go of the rest. You don't have to make all these changes in a day. Every small step leads to a bigger transformation. If these tips resonated with you, don't forget to like this post, share it with someone who could use some decluttering inspiration. Subscribe for more life advice on living your best life after 60. Looking for more ways to simplify your home and life? Check out our channel for additional tips and ideas. Did you know that most seniors experience a decline in health after turning 70, shortening their lifespans? But what if you could break that cycle and live well beyond 100? Stick around, because today, we're revealing the secrets to living a longer, healthier life after 70. Think about someone you know, maybe a friend or family member, who started struggling with their health as they got older. Their energy faded, and everyday tasks became harder. It's not just them. This happens to many seniors. But what if I told you that with a few simple changes, you could turn back the clock and live your best years yet? Meet Robert, a 76-year-old retired schoolteacher with a passion for gardening. For years, he found peace and joy in tending to his plants. But recently, things started changing. The garden that once filled him with energy now felt like a chore. His joints ached, his energy levels dropped, and his mind felt foggy. Even simple tasks became harder, and he began to wonder, is this just what getting older is like? Is it all downhill from here? Sadly, this is the reality for many seniors. As we age, it's easy to believe that these physical and mental declines are inevitable, that our time is running out. But here's the thing, they don't have to be. Robert, like so many others, thought he was stuck in this cycle. But then he discovered 6 life-changing habits that not only improved his health, but made him feel years younger. These habits gave him a new lease on life, and today I'm going to share them with you. So if you're ready to take control of your health, live with more energy, and break free from the limitations of aging, keep watching. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. And hey, if you find this helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on living your best life after 60. One of the most powerful things you can do for your health, no matter your age, is to keep moving. Daily physical activity isn't just about staying fit. It's about maintaining your independence, preventing chronic conditions, and boosting your mood. You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights. Simple activities like walking, stretching, or light exercises can make a world of difference. It's crucial to incorporate movement into your day, even if it's just for 20 to 30 minutes. When we stop moving, our muscles weaken, our joints stiffen, and our vitality fades. But when you keep moving, even in small bursts, your body stays strong, flexible, and energized. So whether it's walking around the block, stretching in your living room, or doing gentle yoga, find what works for you and make it a daily habit. Robert learned this lesson the hard way. Before he started making movement a priority, he found himself sitting more, watching TV, and only moving when he had to. Over time, his body started feeling heavier, and his joints hurt more than ever. He realized something needed to change. That's when he took a simple step. he started walking each morning. Now, Robert takes a 30-minute walk around his neighborhood, rain or shine. At first, it wasn't easy. His body was used to being sedentary. But he pushed through, one step at a time. Within just a few weeks, the difference was undeniable. His energy levels skyrocketed, he felt less stiff, and the aches in his knees began to fade. And here's the kicker. Robert isn't alone in this. Research shows that regular physical activity can reduce the risk of heart disease, lower blood pressure, improve brain function, help you sleep better. It's not just about physical benefits. It's about feeling better in your day-to-day life. But here's the thing. Physical movement is just one piece of the puzzle. The next tip is something that will blow your mind and completely change how you look at aging. Stay tuned, it's coming up next, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Over time, Robert found himself sitting more, watching TV, and only moving when necessary. His body started feeling heavier, and his joints ached more than ever. It became clear something needed to change. That's when he decided to take a simple but powerful step. He started walking each morning. Now, Robert takes a 30-minute walk around his neighborhood, rain or shine. At first, it wasn't easy. His body was used to being sedentary, and the initial effort felt uncomfortable. But he pushed through, one step at a time. Within just a few weeks, the difference was undeniable. His energy levels skyrocketed, he felt less stiff, and the aches in his knees began to fade. He didn't have to run a marathon or commit to an intense workout routine. Just moving every day made a huge impact. And here's the key. Robert isn't alone in this. Research consistently shows that regular physical activity can reduce the risk of heart disease, lower blood pressure, improve brain function, enhance sleep quality. It's not just about physical benefits. It's about feeling better in your everyday life. Now, I want to hear from you. What kind of movement makes you feel better? Is it a walk, yoga, or something else entirely? Let us know in the comments below. Your experience might inspire someone else to start moving. But here's the thing. Physical activity is just one piece of the puzzle. The next tip will completely change the way you look at aging. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss this. What you put into your body plays a massive role in how you feel, especially as you age. One of the best ways to maintain your energy, health, and longevity is by fueling yourself with nutrient-dense foods. Think fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. These foods are packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that your body needs to function at its best. But it's not just about what you eat. Staying hydrated is just as important. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, joint pain, and even cognitive decline. Aim to drink plenty of water throughout the day, ideally around 8 cups or more, depending on your activity level and climate. It's easy to overlook hydration, but it's a key factor in keeping your body running smoothly. Another critical step is to avoid processed foods. These are often high in sodium, sugar, and unhealthy fats, all of which contribute to chronic conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Making small, intentional changes to your diet can lead to huge improvements in how you feel every single day. Robert's story. Robert thought he was eating fine. He'd have the occasional salad, but most of his meals consisted of processed foods and snacks. He didn't realize how much this was affecting his health until his energy plummeted. He felt sluggish, unfocused, and constantly tired. So, Robert decided to make small but impactful changes. He swapped processed snacks for fresh fruit. He added more vegetables to his meals. He introduced healthy fats like avocado and olive oil. He replaced sugary drinks with water. Within weeks, Robert started feeling more vibrant. His energy levels increased, his skin looked healthier, and he no longer experienced mid-afternoon crashes. The food he was eating was now working for him, not against him. What's your favorite healthy meal or snack? Share your ideas in the comments below. Your tips might inspire others to make healthier choices. But remember, food and hydration are just part of the equation. The next powerful secret can truly change the way you age. It's coming up next, so don't miss it. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health, especially when it comes to living a long, vibrant life. Staying socially connected with friends, family, and your community has been shown to increase longevity. improve mood, lower the risk of cognitive decline. On the flip side, loneliness and isolation can have serious consequences on your well-being. That's why